We are in Norway.
And over the next few weeks, we're going to be exploring around this beautiful country. Norway is a stunning Scandinavian country located in northern Europe. It's renowned for its breathtaking natural landscapes, vibrant cities and rich cultural heritage. From majestic fjords carved by ancient glaciers to picturesque villages nestled among snow-capped mountains, Norway offers a diverse range of experiences for its visitors. Over the next few weeks, we'll be exploring a country known for being one of the most beautiful and expensive countries in the world. Yes, Norway has been on our travel list for quite a while now, so it's really exciting to be here.
We are starting in the southwest of the country in a place called Stavangar. We actually landed in Oslo, but we quickly left because we did have an 8-hour drive to get from Oslo to Stavangar.
We actually do have a pretty unique way of getting around the country, but we will show you a little bit more on that later on. So adding Stavangar to our Norway itinerary almost didn't happen, and we did look up a few things online and it just seemed really interesting. So here we are starting our Norway travels in Stavangar.
So you may know that Norway's stunning landscapes include the famous fjords. They are pieced all over Norway, so if you don't know, a fjord is a long narrow inlet of the sea surrounded by huge massive mountains. The main one in this town is Fjord. Now you can do some hikes to the top of the surrounding mountains, or you can actually do a boat trip through the fjord. We are only here for one day, so I'm not sure if we're going to have time to do that, but I'm sure during our trip in Norway we'll see plenty of fjords.
Some facts about Stavangar. So it's the fourth largest city in Norway and it has roughly over 100,000 people living here.
That's actually a small number, I think, for the fourth largest city in the country. 100,000 people?
Yeah.
Oh, over 100,000 people.
So from our research, we've seen that was a cute little town, and now that we're here, we can confirm that it most definitely is. Another interesting fact about Stavangar, they discovered oil here in the 60s and the city boomed, which generated a lot of business, and it's now known as the oil capital of Norway.
I'm sure you can probably guess by the background noise of all the seagulls around that Stavangar is actually a port town. So a lot of cruise ships stop here so tourists can come in, get off the boat and spend a day exploring Stavangar.
I think this would be a lovely stop to have on your cruise itinerary. So we're heading to a popular spot in Stavangar and its nickname is the Colour Street, but I'm going to leave it to Keelan to actually pronounce the proper name.
So it's not doing me any favours here. It starts with a letter that's only in the Norwegian alphabet. It's basically, it looks like an O to us, but it has a line through it, and I think it makes it like an A. So it's Øvre Holmegate.
Øvre Holmegate.
So I'm sorry if it looks bad as loud.
Well done. You did it better than what I would have.
If you're Norwegian and you're truly offended by that, I am sorry.
So we're just walking up this street now and it's full of bars and restaurants and cute little cafes, but what makes the street really cool is the design of all the buildings. So they're all painted in different colours. They're also covered in lights, so I'd say at night time I'd say this place is lovely. I'd also say it's really lively because there's quite a lot of bars. So I think we'll have to actually walk back up here later on and check it out.
It doesn't look real. It looks like it's kind of part of like a play or a movie or something like that. It looks like a set rather than an actual little street. But yeah, very colourful, very cute. Very Norway.
Look at these houses here. So we've walked into this like residential area and you can really see the design of the local houses in Norway. I'm just looking up a little bit more about them. So it says here, Norway is known for its traditional wooden houses, especially in coastal and rural regions. These houses are often painted in vibrant colours and feature intricate woodwork, which we can actually see here from walking around. They're typically constructed using timber frames and wooden planks, reflecting local building traditions and craftsmanship. I love the style of them, they're so lovely.
We actually seen a lot of them when we were driving from Oslo yesterday.
Look at that one there with the red windows. I could definitely see myself living in one of them. So yeah, nice little cute Norwegian neighbourhood.
Oh my god, she's feeding them from her hand. See that?
Are they flying right up?
Yeah.
So many of them. They're delighted with themselves. I don't know how I feel about them flying that close to me now. She's a brave girl.
This is basically the heart of Stavangar. We have a prominent landmark of the city right here. This is the lake.
I have to say, this is a lovely part of the city. A lake is always lovely, and this is plotted right in the middle of it. There's some swans and seagulls. Don't want to get attacked by any seagulls now. But there's a couple of benches as well that you can just relax on and chill out. So yeah, it's a really nice part of the city. Although I don't know if it's that peaceful when all the seagulls are out. It's nice to see now people are coming and they're feeding them. But they fly so close to your heads. They're literally landing on that guy's head.
We were under attack. They tried to all over us, so we're getting out of there pretty quick.
One thing we're noticing is there's a few quirky statues around the sea. No neck and no arms.
Samantha said earlier that Stavangar is the oil capital of Norway. It also must be the Tesla capital of the world, because every person in Stavangar seems to have a Tesla every time, and you can't hear them. You cross the street and you just, what's that?
The electric cars.
But yeah, there's a lot of them here. Okay, Old Town, here we go.
Right, so I think I found an apartment for me and Keelan to move into.
That's over there.
Look at the green one. I would live in one of them.
Ooh. If you thought the houses that we showed you earlier were nice, wait until you check them out here in the Old Town. This is Gamle Stavangar, which is the ancient part of the city.
Yeah, I have to say it's very beautiful. So there's loads of these little narrow alleyways throughout it. It's also cobblestoned. No. And then as you can see around us, we have the wooden houses, but they're all painted white. They're very beautiful and it's very picturesque.
It's so quiet.
Probably one of the most beautiful streets I've ever seen. We're a little bit hungry now, so we are going to go and try get some food. Now, if you follow our channel, you'll know we do like to dive into the traditional foods in the country that we're in. So we're definitely going to try get something Norwegian.
Tell us the news.
2 lovely beers. Let's hope they're lovely. They were like €10, a little bit over €10 each.
10.
Yes.
Okay, so you probably know that Norway is one of the most expensive countries in the world. We knew that before we came here, so we knew it was going to be a bit pricey on things, but we are going to cover a lot of the cost as we travel through. But €10.
That's a stinger. Sip on that now. That's to last you tonight. On the plus side, we are back in the colourful street that we were in earlier on, and it's all lit up now, and it's really lovely. It just sets the whole atmosphere to the place. And then we also have a heated table.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Isn't it nice and toasty? So I suppose the point was worth paying €10 for. Right, so we told you we had a unique way of travelling around Norway, and this is it right here. So we're going to be going around the country in a camper van. We rented it off Nordic Campers. It's a Volkswagen Caddy, so we're going to be sleeping in it as well. So let me give you a little tour of the inside. Voila! So as you can see, the roof opens up, and this is how we get into it. So it's very basic, but it's what we need. So as you can see, it's a Volkswagen Caddy, so it is quite small. But yeah, this is the setup. So we have a bed here. So this is our mattress. We have 2 thermal sleeping bags then, 1 each, and 2 pillows. So quite simple. So let me talk about storage. So right underneath the bed, this is where we can store all of our stuff. So we brought away a 20 kg case and a 10 kg case, and they actually fit in nicely underneath. Also underneath we have a foldable table and some camping chairs, so when we're parked up in some lovely spots we'll be able to cook outside. We also have a cooler box in the back then if you want to keep anything chilled, so once we're plugged in we can use this, and also an electric heater to keep us nice and toasty. And moving on to the side of the van, so this is where all of our cooking supplies and utensils are kept. So this is a drawer here, and it simply just pulls right out. So we have some gas canisters for cooking. We also have a little coffee presser, some washing up liquid for doing our dishes, and then we have a plastic box here, and there's basically everything that we need in it. So we have like our cutlery, and then we have some pots and pans for cooking, some plates and bowls, so yeah, everything that we need. And then it locks in like that, so it doesn't move when we're driving. Also there is 3 ways into the back of the van, so as you can see this side door here, there's also a side door on the other side, and then we have the back door which I showed you earlier on. Also, I forgot to mention, there is a gas grill that comes with it too, so this is ideal if you want to have sort of a little barbecue, maybe pick up a few burgers, but this is it here, yeah, so that was really handy. We also have curtains then on each window of the van just for privacy. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually wild park in Norway if you want to, but I don't think that we're going to do it that often because we don't have a toilet or a shower with the van, so we will need access to that. Plus, I think parking up in a nice campsite will just make the trip better, you know, that way we'll have our own little private area then for cooking and everything else. But yeah, it's just handy having these curtains for extra privacy. Also on this side of the van we have another drawer, the very same as the other side, pulls out. We have a 12-litre water tank in it, and then we have our wires if we want to plug in. So the inside of the van is kitted out with some plug sockets, and like I said earlier, we also have a cooler box and a heater. So yeah, being connected to mains will just give us access to all of them.
So yes, as Samantha said, it is a Volkswagen Caddy. It's a left-hand drive, so in Norway they drive on the right-hand side of the road. It is the opposite for us in Ireland. But yeah, we've done a lot of trips where we're driving in various parts of the world, so we're sort of used to, you know, manual transmission, automatic transition, driving on one side, driving on the other side, so it's really no problem. This is a manual also as well. It has a inbuilt satellite navigation system, which is great. Driving in foreign countries, I love personally just to have a fixed position for the sat nav, just so I can keep my eye on it and see what the road looks like ahead. It's also a diesel engine as well, and yeah, we also have a couple of USB sockets as well, so we can charge our phones and things like that. It is completely separate from the back. We have these kind of glass panel windows here that separate where we sleep, and then obviously at the front where we drive. But there is some curtains there as well, as Samantha mentioned earlier. That just gives us a little bit of privacy as well when we're sleeping. But yeah, very comfortable, very easy to drive. It's a lot smaller than some of the camper vans that we've driven in the past, so I'm definitely appreciative of that. And yeah, just looking forward to using it to explore as much of Norway as we can. Once we left Stavangar, we headed north towards Bergen. This was a 4.5 hour drive, and it gave us the opportunity to experience a proper road trip in Norway. So you may know, or maybe you don't know, but in Norway sometimes the roads seem to vanish, meaning the only way to continue your trip is by ferry, until you meet the road again, and then away you go. This was something that we had never experienced before on our previous camper trips, and it really showed us just how amazing the transport system in Norway really is. Okay, so we're having our first ferry experience in Norway. because driving from Stavangar to Bergen, there's no direct route, so you kind of drive for a bit, then you hop on a ferry, drive again. I actually think there might be a second ferry, but yeah, our first time. We haven't had to deal with anybody yet. We've just driven into a lane, and then I think we just drive straight onto the ferry. That's what we're assuming is happening.
It does seem quite busy. There's quite a few cars and trucks. Also, we don't know how regular they are or how long they take. So we don't have a lot of information about them. We just came to a point on the map where it's like, now you have to take the ferry. So if you put take the ferry when you put it into Google Maps, like, it's quite easy. It just brings you straight to it. And we're actually getting on it now. I'll just turn it around there. Oh,
this is mad.
Also, we don't even know if we get out of the van or we stay in it.
Okay, so we're going to go try find out a little bit of information about the boat, how much it costs, how long it's going to take. We're already moving, so I hope it's the right boat.
Oh god, I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit spinny. I hope I don't have get vertigo getting off this. It's really weird.
Seasickness.
Or seasickness, yeah. We didn't even realise we were moving until we got out of the van. So there's a door here, we're going to just go up because we haven't paid for it yet either, so I presume that you pay.
I think it might be an auto job, like a kind of something that's connected to the reg or something like that. That's what I'm assuming anyway. But because it was very, very fast, everyone just drove on, the boat started moving. So anyway, we'll go find out some more information. Oh, you hit the button, push start to open.
Newbies.
God's sake, lads, will you make it more clearer?
Oh, there's no food.
Oh.
Can you smell that? This is quite nice. So we've walked up the stairs and there's a seating area and there's also a little cafe. I knew I could smell food on the way up. Oh.
Ahoy!
Ahoy there! We came to top deck. We're just looking down. The ferry's not that big, so I'd say they are quite frequent. Do you know that way? Because there's only one way to get to Bergen, which is by ferry. So this is the top of it here. We can see the cars as well. So we get here and then we just drive off. 30 minutes later, we're getting off the ferry.